Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Visit Worth It, the series where I share my review and my opinion for different video games that I have experienced. Today's video is gonna be similar to Final Fantasy VII intermission video, and by that I mean I'm going to review the Ghost of Tsushima Iki Island DLC expansion. 3 months ago, I reviewed the Ghost of Tsushima as a game, and I called it my favorite game of 2020, which also held my third spot on my 3 most played video games of 2020. Needless to say, when the PS5 upgrade dropped alongside the Director's Cut and the DLC expansion of Iki Island, I was 100% on playing it. Before discussing the plot, gameplay and post-game content, I should mention the PS5 enhancements. First of all, the speed of the load screen is not there. Literally, it was faster in the PS4 version, but the PS5 it took it into another level. The feedback of the controller is extremely good. The bow, the sword, the samurai tools shows the controller's power, similar to how Astro's Playroom, which was meant to be a showcase, worked. The interaction with the environment is also acts in a similar way, whether or not you're riding the horse on a rocky island, into the water, anywhere, legit, you can feel it. It's simply amazing. It really makes me want to play more PS5 exclusive games. The plot of the DLC follows the events of the game. Jin, the protagonist, while freelancing in Tsushima, comes across people who seem to be sick and frightened by invisible ghosts. Jin searches for answers, and he was told that Iki, the island near Tsushima, still struggles from the Mongol invasion, and that their numbers keep increasing, making them a threat again for Tsushima. Needless to say, Jin answers the call and sails for Iki. In an unfortunate turn of events, the ship crashes and Jin is the only one making it there safely. Iki Island holds a special dark place in Jin's heart, as this was the island that the samurai clan Sakai, led by his father, attacked and slaughtered everyone. This was also the island where his dad passed away. The enemy Mongols, led by Eagle, capture Jin, and their leader forces him to drink her special poison that drives everyone mad. When drunk the poison, it reawakens various ghosts of the past and forces people to relive certain events. For Jin, it's the death of his father, but also the events from the Ghost of Tsushima main game. The solution given to him was to accept the Eagle as his leader, and she would cure him. Jin escapes her fortress and wanders around Iki. He then makes new allies to whom he hides his identity, but not everything can be that easy. Can Jin survive his haunted memories, join allies with the inhabitants of Iki, and clear the Mongols from the island? Find out for yourselves. The story promises to show people why the game was loved by plenty. It includes stealth sections, base defense, charge attacks on fortress, strategical attacks, and defense around areas, and overall greatness. The gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima remains the same, however, new improvements were made. First things first, they added new Mongol mobs called the Shamans. These shamans sing songs that empower all the enemies nearby. An empowered enemy attacks faster and can tank more damage than the average warrior. Speaking of mobs, the Mongols are now capable of swapping between stances themselves. As you may know, in Ghost of Tsushima certain enemies can be defeated by certain sword stances. Each Mongol mob had only one fighting style, but with the expansion, Mongols now can have plenty of fighting styles that they can swap in the fly. For example, if a Mongol had a long spear, then you knew the answer was to use the wind stance. Now, while the Mongol is fighting with the spear, he can swap it into a sword. This means that Jin also has to change stance and go into sword. Needless to say, this makes the combat far more interesting, and it's an addition that I never knew I wanted. Furthermore, the DLC showed a lot of love to the horse. The horse is now capable of attacking the Mongols with L1. When charged onto Mongols, it can break their guards or even kill them. It should go without mention, but when charged on someone, Jin can perform a critical strike or even a normal attack. Finally, the special duels, or known as boss battles, also allow the mobs to swap stances. Tsushima had plenty of post-game content, and so does Iki. First of all, in order to free Iki, Jin has to liberate a total of 6 areas. All discoveries are back once again. This includes bamboo cutting, shrine discoveries, hot springs, lighthouses, and pillar of honors. The DLC also added new stuff that are exclusive to Iki. To begin with, the game replaced most of the bamboo cutting with archery test. During an archery test, Jin has to shoot his arrows on lanterns during a certain time limit. The better a player does, the more powerful a charm about arrows becomes. The game also adds a minigame where Jin plays his flute in order to tame the animal temples. The minigame is played by tilting the controller and keeping it in between the given space. Due to being poisoned, there is plenty of areas where Jin can interact and get ghosts of his pasts. Some of them are new, referencing the Sakai clan attacking the Iki island, but some others are relying on the events of the Tsushima, so it's recommended to first finish the game before going into that. Side quests are back and follow the same formula as before, and they also have two new legends. One of their words is a new armor exclusive to Iki, and the other one is an armor for the horse, which can now also carry weapon tools such as arrows, kunais, and etc. Last but not least, there is a dueling arena where some warriors of Iki challenge each other for various rewards. Similar to 1v1 duels, but there is no health bar. Instead, the contestants have to land a hit on each other. It's best to 5. Rewards are mainly items in the game, such as supplies, but also reward the player with an achievement. Finally, the DLC introduces a new online game mode called Ghost of Tsushima Legends, Rivals and Mastery Challenge. During these modes, 2 teams of 2 are given a certain task. The teams cannot fight each other directly, but they can sabotage instead. During their run, the more mobs the team kills, the more orbs they drop, and the players can use them against the other team. These orbs can be to poison the enemies, to buff the NPCs on the other side, and stuff like that. The team whose task is done first wins the competition. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Tell me in the comments below what's your opinion on the DLC and whether or not you played it or willing to play it. Sucker Punch announced that Ghost of Tsushima Legends can be purchased individually, so if you want the online version you can just buy that instead. However, the online version does not include any of the story events. Well, till then, take care then, and I'll see you all in the next one. See ya!